that first page that we did. All right, number 1. What type of function? Linear, right? Makes a straight line. He is linear. What is his equation? Y equals X. Okay. Next one. What type? Quadratic. Very good. What is his equation? Y equals X squared. The little 2 tells you it's quadratic. Okay. All right. Third one. What means that all the X values have to be positive numbers? It can't be negative. Where can we not have negative numbers? Under radical. This one's a radical. Absolute value is your V. It's like a quadratic. So this one is your radical or square root. So the equation is y equals square root of x. Remember, we can't input negative numbers under a square root, right? Because they're imaginary. All right, now this one's absolute value. He looks a lot like the quadratic, except he goes to a point. He goes to a V. So this is your absolute value. And so it's y equals the absolute value of x. And our next unit is actually the absolute value unit. All right? What do we think? Exponential. Very good. And it's either y equals b, or you can do y equals 2 to the x. I'm actually going to do 2. Let's just do 2. I think that b gets confusing with our other b. So y equals 2 to the power of x. Remember, that's the one where they're going to give you, they'll say it has a base of, so this one would have a base of 2. And that we know is our rate. But it'll have a base. It'll give you a base, okay? And that just means this number right here, okay? All right, this next one is the opposite of an exponential. Its name is in its equation. Logarithmic. And so it is y equals log all right. What's this one? What this says that x cannot be 0. When can x not be 0? In what position? It's rational. It's in when x is in the denominator. And so rational is y equals 1 over x. Remember, you can't have a 0 in the denominator. That makes something undefined or does not exist. Okay? All right, and these next two are inverses of each other. Do you remember? This one is cubic, and this one is your cube root. Kind of like quadratic and radical. So cubic and cube root. So cubic is y equals x to the third, or x cubed. Okay. The little 3 tells me that it is a cubic function. And then cube root is y equals the cube root of x. Okay? And then, like I said, we did like the domain and range and stuff on that first page. But I feel like if you know the name, If you know the name, the graph, and the equation, you can get the domain and range from that, right? All right. So now let's look at, this will be your assignment. Is it in your homework packet or is it in your packet? Homework packet? Sorry. I think I'm just going to start putting y'all's homework pages behind the notes pages in your notes packet, so we just have one packet. I thought that maybe y'all would like two packets better because that's what y'all did in geometry and algebra, but I personally like the one packet, so I'm just going to do that. But I'm going to put them in there when we have worksheets. Just so it's not confusing and we just have one packet to mess with. All right, so we're going to start this packet or this homework together. We're going to do a couple together and then you're going to finish it, okay? We are going to omit numbers 4 and 6. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it off so that I don't accidentally do them. So 4 and 6. It doesn't go to 15? And then there's this?
That's on our notes. The next page is
Okay. Well?
I think it's on the pad. It's in homework. I mean, it's in notes.
It is? Oh my gosh.
No, I think it's on the back of the homework. I found it. It's in the back of the homework.
Somebody, oh wait, never mind.
But it only goes to 6.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Well, if you go to the back, it's on the back of the homework. Oh, it's just like all the
Well, how did that happen? I'm so sorry. All right. 4.
5, 6, and you go this way, and it says 7, and then 9, so that's all.
Okay. Again, this is why we're doing one packet from now on. I'm not doing this. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. Okay. Everybody have it? This is what it should be. The last 2 pages of your homework packet go with this. I don't know what happened. It's like I dropped the papers on the floor and then stuck them in the copier. I don't know. Does everybody have their papers? It's 3 pages. The back of the very last 2 pages of your homework packet are the last 2 pages. I'm sorry. And we can restaple them here in a minute. Everybody good? Huh?
We don't need 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, we do. Just tear it out. That's what I would do. Again, next unit, we're just doing one packet. Our homework will be built in and we'll be able to tear it out that way. Okay. Everybody good? All right. Sorry. Again, so omit number 4 and 6. So mark off numbers 4 and 6. I would put an X to them so you don't accidentally try to do them. And then we're going to do a couple of these together. So let's look at number 1. All right, number 1. What type of function? What's the parent name? Quadratic. What is the parent function equation? All right, now, here's y equals x squared. What is the transformations that are happening? Vertical shift down 1. If you just put shift down 1, I'm okay with that because we should know that up and down is vertical, right? So down 1. All right, our parent function, they want us to graph it with a dashed line, and then our transformed is going to be a solid, okay? So our parent function, let's graph that one, and we're going to do it with a dashed line, okay? So right here, the table for your parent function for a quadratic, we can do -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Remember the ones that get the special x values are like your cube root and your square root, okay? Any of the radical ones, we like to use certain x values. Anyways, so to get the y, we just need to multiply the x times himself. So when x is -2, -2 times itself is 4. -1 times himself, 0 times himself, 1 times 1, and 2 times 2. And then graph those points. Remember, you will not have a graphing calculator for this test. Okay, you need to be able to do this, especially even with the parent function. Okay, so -2, 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 4. And then with a dashed line, do a curve. That is your parent function, x squared. All right, what is our rule? If we shift down 1, what values change? The y's. And what happens to the y's? They subtract 1, right? So your rule should just have x and y's in it. Okay? And that literally, we're going to take these y values, these original y's, and subtract 1. So for this one, I do 4 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 0 minus 1, 1 minus 1, and 4 minus 1. And then my x's stay -2, -1. We didn't do anything inside with the x or to the x's, right? We just subtract 1 from our parent function y values. All right, so let's graph that. -2, 3. -1, 0. 0, -1. 1, 0, and +2, 3. And then draw that one with a solid line. I like it when they shift these things down like at least 3. So it's kind of, you can see it better. But again, this one went down 1 unit. All right, look at look at number 9. Yeah, we omitted 4 and 6. Look at number 9. All right. What's the parent name? Absolute value. And you can abbreviate that. The equation, absolute value of x. And then let's go ahead and do the parent function table. So it's the absolute value of x. So again, our x values, -2. And so the absolute value of -2, remember absolute value means only a positive number, right? Positive numbers only. So -2, +2, -1, 0, 1, 2. We're not switching the sign. We're strictly turning them only positives. Okay? All right, graph that. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2. And you could keep going if you wanted, but it's going to make a V. That is the absolute value of x. Okay? Now, we have two things happening. So other than the absolute value of x, I have a 2 and then a minus 2. What letter does the 2 in front go with? What is that we learned yesterday? That's your A. And what does an A do? He's outside, so he's a vertical, and he's being multiplied, so it's either stretching or compressing. Right? It's a stretch because he's a big number. So he makes this thing taller. Vertical stretch. And then what about the -2 or -2? Yep, that's your H, right? And that shifts which way? To the right. Very good. Make sure we go opposite, okay? To the right, and then how far? 2. Okay? All right, so here we go. So what is our rule going to do? What is this affect? If we do a vertical stretch, what letters, X or Y? It affects your Y values, right? Vertical is Y values. So if we're affecting our Y's, then we're going to multiply 2 times our Y value. What are we doing to our X's? This says -2, but we went to the right. So what do we need to do in our rule? +2. Remember, we do opposite. X's always get opposite, okay? All right, so the original X values, let's do that first, add 2. Okay, so -2 plus 2. -1 plus 2. If you're using the small calculator, don't forget you have to do the negative sign after, okay? So like if this one, if I wanted to do -2 plus 2, I would do 2 and then negative, and then plus 2. Okay? So 1 negative plus 2. Okay? That's one of the biggest differences. All right, and then 0 plus 2, 1 plus 2, 2 plus 2. All right, now our y's. We're multiplying the original y's times 2. 2 times 2, 1 times 2, 0 times 2, 1 times 2, 2 times 2. The graph should look the same. We're not going to turn a curve into a straight line or anything crazy like that, okay? We're just shifting and kind of stretching it and pulling it, okay? We are not doing anything else. All right, so we have 0, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. +1, +2. 2, 0. 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And 4, 4. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I didn't do a dash line. I'm sorry. Went my first one. If you're doing different colors, you don't need dash, but if you do it all in pencil, then. And so this is the new one. This is our new function. And we said we did vertical stretch, so he got skinnier, and then we shifted him to the right 2. Okay? All right, let's do one of these ones on the bottom, and then I'll let you work the rest of the period. All right, look at the bottom. This is kind of what we did yesterday, right? It's what most of your homework was yesterday. It just doesn't have it all like, I don't know, kind of spaced out as far as like your A, your B, and all that, okay? I still want you to go through and label them by like your A, B, H, and K, okay? All right, let's do 13. I don't know why, but we struggle with the exponentials. The whole like base, I think, throws us off. All right, so 13. It's an exponential with a base of 2. What does that look like? 2 with a what x? A little x, yeah, an exponent. Okay, that's all the base of 2 means, is it's a 2, the base of 2, and the x is on the exponent position. Okay, he's vertically stretched by a factor of 8. Bless you. Vertically stretched means we're doing what? What are we doing outside? Multiplying, and it's by 8, right? And so your a is being multiplied, or it's 8 times the function. Okay? All right, so it's y equals what? 8. You can do times 2 to the x like this, or you can do 8 with parentheses, 2 to the x. Either one.
Is it okay if you also put 8 times parentheses?
Put the 8 in parentheses?
Like 8 times and then parentheses to the x. Like
Yeah, totally fine. Let's do, I want to do one more. What about this 12? How do we feel about that one?
Or
14? Okay. 14. Quadratic function. What does that tell me? Yep, so it's what? What's the equation? X squared. Yep. Okay. Reflected over the x-axis. Okay, if I'm reflecting over the x, here's my x, I'm going over the x, what values are changing signs? The y's. They went from positive, negative, or negative, positive, right? Okay, so we're going to do, I'm just going to do a negative, and then I'm going to do times y. That's going to be your outside, or let's make your a -1, actually. That's better. And then shifted left 8 units. What letter is that? And that's your H. I was just making you think about it. Plus 8, right? Because I'm going to the left, so in order to go to the left, I have to do plus 8. Okay? Because it's always opposite. All right, so here we go. Y equals, it's x squared, but we have a horizontal in there, so it's negative, or -1, x plus 8, that's my horizontal, squared, that's because he's quadratic, and then I don't have anything else happening as far as up and down, right? Don't forget the little 2. A lot of times kids forget the 2. Okay, the 2 is for the quadratic part of the function. All right. All I'm going to remind you is that on 15, what letter is 15? What letter is this? That is your B. And what is my B, though? It's not 2, 1/2. Okay? Remember, we always flip it. Okay? All right.